and not panic right away immediately. With the mind and the brain trying to solve a problem, and slowly letting the process fit into the system in the body, the brain, and the mind. Letting the natural light, the soft breeze give some help with thought. Not just forcing the answer and the solution with the brain and getting the blood flowing and really putting pressure on the brain and causing headaches and causing a little bit of confusion along the way. There'll be a few minutes lost here and there. There'll be some days where all the brain, the body, and the mind need are some peace and quiet. All the brain need are a road trip to the city, to the ocean, to the country, to a spa. These examples of a day off or a few hours can be a stimulus. Going at a fast speed and then stopping all of a sudden and hitting the town. And doing stuff socially on days off sometimes. Doing Facebook, doing Instagram pictures, doing video uploads, doing podcasts and networking and being a good person in the world with other people. Getting the emotional benefits, a more refined stimulus than taking a day off to have a retreat. Taking a day off to go get a ketamine treatment to help the consciousness, to help the brain, to help the body feel better. Not feel better because it's sick, but feel better because it's having a hard time seeing and hearing. reducing the speech and making the body feel bored. There's always the negatives and the good and the awesome and the so-so. And that's kind of what psychological cognition starts to solve. Thinking fast, doing slow with the body. And not ignoring time, not saying now doesn't have any value, but rather not letting them cause fear and panic and disruption. And to eliminate the mind from being distracted. The mind worrying about time, worrying about numbers, worrying about language, worrying about what they're doing now. What the person's doing now. What the brain and the body are doing now. What disarray. It's amazing how boring and how easy to describe the world is. And not the society, civilization world. The world called Earth. The planet Earth with the world we live now. People and folks and animals. The day starts, the light shines, and morning. The sleep stops, it's dark, time to do stuff. And then the light shines. And then later, the light goes away and gets more dim. And keeps on repeating. With the rare stoppage of an eclipse, a storm so nasty everything goes dark, or for some people with snow, a blizzard, everything turns white. Fitting inside of this natural part of now. Described as a cycle, described as circadian rhythm with sleeping, described as seasons, described in many different ways, how it changes in small amounts. With the calendar, with the watch, the clock, the astronomer and the planets, the full moon and no moon. And still, there's such brilliance, such awe and wonder and satisfaction to be had from these processes. In the system Earth has, to give water to the planet, or simply a more neutral weather, rain, snow, sun, heat, fall. Trying to exceed these limits and go and get more done than what a day has, what a week has, what a season has, what the earth provides, causes damage, causes problems, causes death, strokes, heart attacks, addictions, power hungry maniacs who like a lot of money and want the world to do what they want. The limits. Again, now. People have constantly learned these limits, people have constantly figured them out. And people alive today may have exceeded these limits, may have messed with these limits and failed miserably with what they can do within these limits. But spending the time to appreciate not only the task and not only the goal, not only the job, but how it's getting done methodically and calmly and slowly and efficiently. And in other ways for different people, different folks, and whoever else. The end.